Welcome viewers. Today we have with us Dr. Arjun Pai. Welcome sir.
Namaste.
Thank
Namaste,
you
Shikha
for
ji.
agreeing to do this. I know you are on a tour, a pretty long tour, and thank you for taking out your valuable time. But as we all know, we have your workshop in November on 2nd and 3rd with Rahu and Ketu Nakshatras. So we would like to have something about how this 2-day workshop will be taken up by you. So as you have said, as you have told me, ki you will be also taking traits of Rahu, 1 hour traits for Rahu on the first day, and the next day it will be Ketu. So a brief introduction and how to use these Rahu and Ketu nakshatras in a chart about their placements, their bhavas, their houses. How do we take their placement in consideration in a chart? So please tell us something about that.
Sure, Shikha ji. So thank you for having organized this workshop for Rahu and Ketu. Okay, and in this workshop we will be discussing everything to do with Rahu and Ketu. So the first day we will be discussing on Rahu, all the attributes of Rahu, and all the Rahu nakshatras, which is Ardra nakshatra, Swati nakshatra, and Shatabhishak nakshatra in Vimshotri Dasha. Rahu is associated with these nakshatras. So
Yes, sir.
interestingly, as we are speaking, we have a crow also sitting there. So it
Yes, a
is,
crow is just going about.
yeah. So, Shani is a overlord of Rahu. So
Yes,
he's a higher octave of Rahu. So obviously his visitation was an important omen for all of us.
correct.
Uh, so whenever we talk about Rahu, I think, some of the common themes that we all know about Rahu is, Rahu is responsible for also karmas, because these are karmic nodes, Rahu and Ketu. And these are mathematical points, and which is not part of Western astrology. So
Correct.
that's why we're taking, Rahu and Ketu and seeing, these mathematical points, how they will operate in, in a Vedic chart. And Rahu, as we said, can bring you sometimes fear. It can bring, affliction and accidents also. But what I have to say with the Rahu generally is it is associated with cosmic law. And many a times I've seen air disasters are very strongly associated with Rahu.
Correct.
Cheating, corruption, addiction, all of these are influences of Rahu. Now, specifically, what I will be giving some tips as part of this thing. When you go to normal workshops or seminars like these, generally you get to, you get long notes on each of the characteristics of these planets. But we have to now move forward to see how each of the small tenets of each of these planets, and how you can use them in your prediction, and how you can use them in your interpretations,
That is the
right?
most important thing.
Exactly, because the general notes will be given to you, and that you can always memorize and things. But when you are looking at a chart, how do you, decipher? How do you, unlock the chart using these karmic notes? Because these karmic notes give you a lot of, clues in or insights into a chart. So one of the key things that I will be, talking about, and I'll be elaborating also, is Rahu and Ketu have same association for animals which use poison in self-defense.
Yes.
Now, this is a very key thing, okay? And I will give an example of how to use them. For example, everybody knows, Rahu and Ketu could be associated, especially Rahu with snakes, Rahu and Ketu with camels, donkeys, wolves, rodents, mosquitoes, insects, especially worms. Whenever I see, Ketu coming prominently in the fifth house, or in transit is in the fifth house, I can also ask people, if they say, I ask them whether you have any stomach related, ailments or problems, or, or I would say take deworming tablets, because Ketu can give you worms in the stomach if it's in the
Worms.
fifth house. Okay.
Okay.
So mosquitoes, scorpions, anything which has poison and which uses poison as a self-defense, right? And Rahu and Ketu are also associated with those form of birds which are known to use. I mean, to kill for prey. Okay, so like birds which for prey, they're considered, usually Rahu and Ketu are not considered very auspicious, but they are associated with birds of prey. For example, vultures.
Vultures.
Okay, or owl. Okay, so these are very very popular things which you see in association. See, in some certain texts, even Saturn is connected with scavengers like crows. Saturn is
Yes.
also associated with vultures. They call it Gradra Vahana. Gradra
Yes.
means vulture. Okay,
But
but you see, even Ketu is associated with vultures and other forms of birds which can prey. Now Rahu, if you see, is very strongly associated with owl.
okay.
Okay, now Shikaji, now how do you use this? Because everybody knows that the vehicle, the mount of Lakshmi, who is the goddess of fortune, wealth, and good luck, she's associated with a white owl. Usually, they say it's a white barn owl. That's the English word. But owl, and there is also a lot of negativity associated with the owl as well. They say it can bring misfortune. But unfortunately, what I have seen is, if you understand the traits of an owl, you will understand why it is very good for prosperity. It's very good for creating wealth. It's very good for bringing fortunes as well. Because in certain texts, the white barn owl is considered to be from the Brahmin. It's an upper caste, like is worshipped as a Vahana of a goddess Lakshmi.
Lakshmi.
Yeah.
So can we
So,
connect it like in Nadi,
hmm,
whenever Venus and Rahu are connected? Okay, whenever,
absolutely.
yeah,
Hmm,
we say it is a Nag Mani yoga. Rahu being Nag, and
yeah,
Venus represents all the jewels and money.
correct.
So we
Yeah.
have seen that also in many charts. Whenever there is Venus Rahu in good position, then that person is very wealthy.
Yes.
So we can we associate this with the owl thing? Like even owl represents prosperity. Venus is goddess Lakshmi. So maybe
Exactly.
Rahu somewhere is representing owl also.
Correct, absolutely. Because it's because if you understand the characteristics of a owl, that's when you will really know why,
Hmm.
when you say, the Nagmani yoga, which is Venus and Rahu. Venus and Rahu can give you enormous wealth and
Enormous
prosperity. And
wealth.
see, now what I'm saying is, it's not only about just wealth and fortune and good luck. I also want to say it brings wisdom.
Hmm.
Most important thing, if you want to be successful, you can win a lottery and you can get good luck and fortune. Okay, but I have known of so many people who have been very lucky, but they have lost all their wealth also.
Wealth
Some people
also.
gamble it,
Because
because Rahu also is about gambling,
gambling. Correct.
speculation.
Correct.
So you
Correct.
might lose that. So
Correct.
where does the wisdom come from? Wisdom comes from Venus. It's
Hmm.
not only gaining that fortune which comes, like a windfall. It's a windfall and which happens suddenly, but Venus will give you the ability to discern and to be able to have this for a long term, and that for which you need. So when Rahu and Venus are together, it's Lakshmi and her vehicle together. So Rahu can bring you a sudden windfall, but Lakshmi is the one who will decide where it has to reside for a long period of time.
Hmm.
Okay, because they say Lakshmi is chanchal, which means she is very fickle minded. If you put her in a tijori, which means in the treasury, and lock her up, then she will suffocate herself. So you have to always put Lakshmi in circulation, which means the money has to circulate. That's why the more money comes in, you also have to do a lot of charity,
Charity. Correct.
because Venus gets exalted in the 12th house,
12th
where
house.
it's about giving.
Correct.
So if you have to multiply something, then you have to also give. So it's called green revolution. When money keeps going out in for charitable causes, she will send you more money towards you. Okay. Now
Flow of
let me
money should be there. Pisces sign, water,
exactly water
flow.
flow. When the
Flow.
flow is there, then it will multiply. If there is
Correct.
no flow, then you're stagnating her, like you're keeping her in darkness. So it's
Correct.
like Venus in the 8th house or in the 6th house, which is where it gets debilitated. Now let's go to, just seeing, how a owl is very important and why owl is said to be a vehicle of goddess Lakshmi. Now, the certain traits of the owl. Now, the first thing is the owl is an excellent defender, which means it is one of the only birds which can take off vertically like a helicopter
Acha.
in any direction from where it is standing. It can go vertically in any direction because it's got so much of agility. This helps the bird to defend itself against predators, like from attack from other birds from higher altitude. So it can
Oh,
really, so in business, when you start a business, first of all you need to know how to protect your principal, the amount that you're investing.
correct.
And at the shortest notice of finding that you're losing money, you should be able to vertically exit from that business or from that deal, whatever deal is happening, right? So that's the
Correct.
first trait, is to defend and to protect your principal money in a business. So that is the first lesson we learn from a owl. The second lesson that we learn from a owl is it is one of the only few animals which has a complete view of its periphery. Okay, there are only two planets which the glance I'm talking about, the gaze or the glance, not the aspect. Okay, Venus and Mercury are the only two planets which has a sideway glance. Okay, sideways, they glance sideways.
Okay.
And Moon and Jupiter, and this is as per Jatak Parijat, Moon and Jupiter have equal gaze everywhere. Okay, but this animal owl is, it has a complete peripheral view. It can rotate its head 270 degrees
Okay.
in horizontal axis or vertical axis. When it's flying also, it can move its head in any direction. Okay, so this gives it vertical, horizontal, 270 degrees. So the owl has the ability of attacking a prey, and it can look backwards and decides its next course of action, which means the prey is forward, but it can keep an eye on another eagle which is trying to attack it, but still not lose trace of the prey. And one more thing, a quality of a owl is the owl doesn't need to actually look at its prey, because when a rat is running below the
Correct.
ground, it can sense the speed at
Vibrations.
which, yeah, vibrations and the speed at which it is running, and it can still keep an eye on another target, and it can still move with the agility and with the silence to whenever the rat is going to come up from where it is, it will attack. So it has strategy. So remember this. This is one of the key features that you need in business. You need to always keep an eye on the periphery on your goals, what you want to achieve in every business. Okay, because money cannot be made just by working in a job, right? That's another rule of
Correct.
the owl, because the the owl is something which doesn't believe in herd mentality. You know what is herd mentality? Have you seen some birds which always fly in a herd, they attack in a herd, but owl
Pigeons.
is a solo. Yeah, pigeons can be in a herd, swans can be together,
Parrots.
flamingos, parrots, these are all in herds. But
Herds.
owl, you see, it's only sitting a
Solitary.
single owl, solitary, or sometimes very rarely with its partner,
Pa-
but usually it's sitting alone. So this is, why it does that. It is because if you can sit alone and not be in a herd, you can create more silence, and you can target your and create a niche for yourself and dominate it, because you have unique skills. Why? The most unique skill of the owl is because it can actually see in the night vision. In the night, when all birds are going to sleep, it is the only, one of the very few birds which is nocturnal, which can actually attack in the night.
Correct.
That's one, it has a competitive edge. So even in a business, you have to have the competitive edge. Then you have to be, somebody who's solo, or somebody who is doing activities when nobody else is doing the activity. So it can bring you lifelong prosperity, is because if you're working for somebody like a herd. What is herd? When you go to a business, place, everybody is working for a
Every in the
common goal.
same way, yeah.
It's herd mentality. To attract wealth and prosperity, you have to go solo. You have to
Something
set up your own
unique,
business,
yeah,
unique,
something
something unique, something which is different from what other people are offering. So he has these talents. The owl has these talents, which sets it apart from other competition. Okay, and I said it can rotate his head
correct,
270 degrees like no other bird can.
correct,
So it has got a lot of no competition. It's a monopolistic thing because nobody hunts in the night as a bird generally.
correct.
Eagles can hunt in the morning. Most of the birds are predatory birds who are in the morning, but where are the predatory birds in the night?
Night,
So to succeed in a business, one has to operate in a zone which is more profitable, also has to be able to reach his goals, and to make his life easier he has to have a state of monopoly or dominate in an area or a zone. Second thing is with the owl, it has long term vision. Why? Because owls have long term vision coupled with silence. So it can see its prey from very long distance and stay very, very quiet till the last moment. And when the right opportunity comes, the owl will silently sneak towards its prey without letting, because even when it's flap its wings, it doesn't create any sound. It's very silent, it's stealth mode. And then without letting anybody know, it goes for the kill. So similarly, when you have to do your own business or start your own business, then the wisdom is you don't have to do a lot of hum and drum before you start your business. Have a long-term vision. Okay, don't make noise when the time is not right. Many
correct,
people make noise about their business when the time is not right. So that's why I say this owl is a symbol of wisdom as well. Secondly, for most sustainable businesses that you want to set up, you need to have strategy and also a very tactical approach. So owl has a very tactical approach because it
correct.
operates when others are sleeping. It hunts at night. The rest of the birds hunt in the day. Okay, because these are very strategic creatures. That is why there is a lot of commonality that you see with the owl and having a very successful venture, because that is what we are drawing in.
Correct.
We are drawing in the qualities,
Qualities
and
of
that
the
is
owl.
of the owl. So अगर कल किसी ने somebody calls you a ullu in Hindi means an owl, be very happy. It's not a as
As we
stupid
take it,
creature.
yeah,
Yeah,
owl, ulu,
you say
right,
ullu means stupid, right? So
right.
don't take it. It is a compliment because it's a vehicle of Lakshmi.
So
So
we learn new
obviously,
things from you.
exactly. So what I'm saying is, whenever you're learning anything, Shikaji, get inspired by why somebody is saying, this is a vehicle of Lakshmi and it is associated with Rahu, because it can bring you sudden rise and sudden fortunes. But then we need also Lakshmi who can actually help you to give you the wisdom
To
so that
hold
that
it,
wealth hold it and multiply it.
multiply it. Yes.
So you do definitely need Rahu to make it big in life, but you also need a Venus to hold, because why? See, Venus is Guru Shukracharya and Rahu is an Asur. So he is under the
Disciple.
master's, yeah, he's the disciple. So he's always under the master. He takes orders from Shukracharya, which is
Rajat.
Venus.
Yes.
So Venus and Rahu can really create a very good effect. And knowing these qualities, because it's a karmic planet. So karmas can be awakened and activated if you start getting inspired by plants, birds,
Birds,
animals, which are
all natural
associated with,
things.
yeah, natural
Nature.
things. See, even people have not understood why do we pray to Durga and Rahu. When Rahu is when Rahu is acting very tough on you in your chart, then we say the most effective remedy is prayers to Durga.
Durga. Correct.
Okay. Now, if you really understand what does Durga ride on,
Oh,
what is the animal?
lion.
It's a lion or a tiger.
Tiger. Yeah.
Okay, tiger or a lion. Okay, Shero wali mata. So sher matlab it's a tiger or a lion.
Lion.
Now, even if you see historically, Rahu also rides on a tiger. In some of his depictions, Rahu is the head,
Right.
which is riding on a tiger.
Tiger.
Now, why do you know why tiger is associated with both of these? Because the tiger approaches its prey very stealthily, slowly, and when it is very close, it gives a lethal leap and it's a kill. It's lethal, and the animal is taken for surprise because the kill happens around 3 o'clock or 3:30 in the Brahma Muhurta,
Okay.
when the animal's body is completely rested. If you are attacked during this time when the Brahma Muhurta is there, your body is complete. So for a few fractions of a second, you're completely lost, and that is enough for the tiger to go for the kill. So what does Rahu do? Rahu's mode of operation is just like a tiger. It
Right.
approaches behind you very, very stealthily. And that's why we say Rahu's events are sudden. Why?
Sudden.
Accidents, sudden fortunes, fortunes in a gambling, place. Okay, you go to a casino and you suddenly win, say $10,000 in Las Vegas. That's Rahu. Otherwise, because stealthily it comes. Similar things, anything which happens suddenly is all Rahu. That's because of the tiger like thing. Now, how can you control that energy of a tiger like with another tiger like Shakti, which is Durga?
Correct.
Only she as a female can
And sit on the
control,
tiger.
sit
Control.
on the tiger, control. So if you start learning, these things, then you'll never forget some things. That Rahu is also associated with Durga as the most effective remedy.
Correct.
Okay, so these are the ways I want to, connect with, all those people who are going to come for this workshop. And of course, it'll be a very, it's not going to be just me talking, because I want to also say, what I feel, but it's also about, learning from what all the participants have to say, because they also have a background and they also know they've gone to many courses and classes, and they can also, so it's a collective way that we can learn this way.
Yes.
So I want to invite everybody for these two workshops that we are going to do. We're starting with Rahu and Ketu. Maybe in future we'll do other
The whole
planets, and
series.
yeah, whole
Yes.
series with sun, moon, and all their nakshatras. So, and you will get to know a lot about the nakshatras when we study all the three nakshatras in Vimshotri Dasha system, which are associated with Rahu, and you'll see a beautiful way of
Yeah, the ladder
learning
is
and
built 1, 2, 3. How to go from
exactly
a lower energy to the higher energy
higher energy. Yes.
of the
So
same.
we will learn about that, and it'll be very interactive. So one full day on Rahu and the
Yes.
nakshatras, one full day on Ketu and
And
Ketu
then,
nakshatras. Yeah.
yes. And how we connect them in the chart. Min.
How we connect them in the chart? Like I gave an example of an owl, I gave an
Owl,
example of a tiger.
tiger. Correct.
So wherever you see a tiger, you can connect it also to Rahu. But I've also seen Rahu is also associated with big creatures like an elephant. In Lal Kitab,
Vast.
many
Yeah,
of the,
vast.
yeah,
Huge.
vast, huge. So elephants are usually connected, with the Rahu. Some of the remedies I've seen
Jupiter.
people use, yeah,
Rahu.
Jupiter, Rahu, you know. So anyway, we will talk more about such things when we do the workshops. So anything else you wanted to add, Shikaji? Probably you can tell everybody when is this workshop, from what time to what time, and what are the dates.
Yeah, so we have these workshops on 2nd and 3rd November 2019. We have it from morning 9:30 to evening 5:30 with a lunch break, tea break. And
Okay.
I hope the people will join in just to have this unique knowledge. Of course, many more small points come up which are not there on YouTube's.
Yeah. True.
Like if people are thinking ki already so much knowledge is available, but then you have in the last two workshops, we had so many great points from you which are not there on the YouTube. People
Yeah,
really
that's true.
enjoyed your episodes then. So
Yeah, I think Shikaji. What happens. Much of these points, they don't come because I've come prepared. They're coming. They're flowing because it's the energy levels of the the people there as well.
People taking also. Yes.
Yeah, people who participate and people who interact and make it very interactive, that's when more points just come out, because it's not that I have come prepared for those points, but they just
No, but they
come
just
out.
come in because we also don't know what we are going to speak next.
Exactly. So they all happen because of the level of the the audiences and the participants in the workshop.
Yes.
So anyway, Shikaji, I think this will be a great workshop, and I would like to invite everybody to come and participate, and and we can learn from each other.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you.
Thank you for your time and
Yeah,
welcome, sir, on second and third.
yeah.
We'll see you
Thanks,
there.
Shikaji. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Bye.